Welcome back, my love TCL Scorpion72, and today we're taking a look at the new Batman Adventures Girls Night Out 5-pack. So what we have here is the Girls Night Out. It's all female figures. You get the Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Livewire, Supergirl, and Batgirl. So this set consists of the first time offering of Livewire and Supergirl, and the rest are pretty much repeats with a little tweak to their paint jobs and look and stuff. I'll get into that when we take a closer look at each individual figure, which I'll go really fast through the first three that we already did get, and I'll concentrate more on the new ones. So is this a set worth getting? My answer might surprise some of you guys, because you know I collect a lot of the animated series as well as the icons, which yes, I will be talking about those later on sometime soon. I have been following the news. Seeing the coming window box packaging showcasing the stuff they have inside, which seems to be just stands, which is a little disappointing too for a $100 price tag also for this figure set. It's number 35 in the series. So without further ado, let's take a look at the figures inside and see what we actually get here and if it's worth for you guys to pick up. Here we have the turnaround stands that they do come with. I do like these. Every one of them come with these turnaround stands, and it's really cool. Don't know why Livewire didn't get like the full 3-figure turnaround, but anyways, these stands you really do need to help stand up your figures, because they really have a hard time standing on their own. So first up we have Batgirl, and I'm doing a comparison, side-by-side comparison of the two. So the one on the left is the one that came out last year, and the one on the right is from the box set. So every figure that's on the right is from the actual box set. So as you can see, it's basically the same figure with the same articulation. She's articulated at the head, the shoulders can go outwards and forwards. She has no waist articulation. She has a swivel at the elbow as well as a single elbow joint. She also has a swivel at the wrist as well as the wrist joint. The hands can pop off, so that's a good thing. If you do have the past Batgirl, you can actually swap hands, seeing how this set comes with no extra hands. Her legs can go forward and outwards. Knees have a single bend in the knees. The boots have swivel in them, and she has regular ankle pivot and ankle rocker. So the only difference here with this Batgirl really is kind of like the face. You can see the hair is pretty much the same, but if you look at the eyes are a little bit more painted on the box set than they are on the single pack Batgirl, which is a big difference there that really I think it really brings the face out a lot more with that paint job that they did there on the eyes and the face. Other than that, it's the same old Batgirl. Now on to Pamela Isley, better known as Poison Ivy. So you can see here, same thing. They're basically the same figure, but the difference is the first one that got released has a little bit more green skin tone to her, and the one that's in the box set has more of a white tone to her, like kind of like the skin color that we would really like to see, like I say, on the Joker or Harley's face. So that's the difference, and I find the hair a little bit more matte-like on the box set as compared to the one that first got released, which has a little bit more of a shiny red. Articulation is the same, or a single articulation in the head. Arms can go outwards, downwards. She has a single joint in the elbow and can swivel. Same thing with the wrist, can swivel with the hinge. There's no waist articulation. Legs can go forward and outwards and backwards, of course. Knees can bend, single joint in the knees. The boots have swivel, as well as the feet have ankle rockers and ankle pivot. Like the Batgirl, they improved and did some extra paint work on the face. So one there on you could see with the eyes and stuff like that, which I give a little close up there. You can see the difference in the face as well as the eyes once again. I do find the one that got first released to be more looking like the animated series for some reason. The eyes a little bit like not too protruding and stuff, but the one there came in the box set is nice too, because you can really see the color of her eyes as well. Alright, next up and last of the repeats is Harley Quinn. So, Harley Quinn, this one that got released not too long ago, like the end of this year, last year, and the beginning of this year. Same figure, heads on the ball joint can go up and down a little bit, side to side, arms can go outwards and forwards, single joint in the elbows with a swivel, single swivel in the wrist with the pivot, no waist articulation, legs can go outwards, forwards, and to the side, knees have single joint in them, and the feet have no, there's no action. Yeah, that was one of my gripes there, no pivot on her feet or whatsoever. That's a little cutback that they did, and that kind of annoyed me because the Harley Quinn that came in single pack came with no accessories also, except for extra head for eyes bulging out. The two of them are pretty much the same except for the height and size of them. It looked like they kind of shrunk the one that came in the box set just a tad bit, because the one that came in single pack looks a bit taller and more heftier. So it looks like they kind of shrunk that one. Even if you look at the head, you can tell that the head looks a lot smaller in the box set compared to the single pack Harley Quinn. Face and paint job is pretty much still the same because this is a figure that came out just recently, so there's really nothing I don't think that they touched or tweaked on to really improve or change the look of the Harley Quinn figure. Once again, you can switch your hands because she only comes with 2 extra hands in a single pack, but no accessories once again, so there's nothing really more you can do with her. And I haven't really tried to see if I could pop the head off to see if we could switch it, but no point taking that chance when you already have one that you can actually switch the head with. So now you can have 2 Harleys from the same animated series, one with the bulging eyes and one without. Alright, now on to the newbies. This is Livewire. So this Livewire is the first in, I think they're trying to or may start a Superman series, so this will actually be the first villain from that animated series. But she did make an appearance on the new Batman Adventures, and that's why we have the Girls Night Out pack based on that cartoon with the same title. She's basically, her head's on the ball joint, she has articulation in the shoulders to go outwards, forwards, single joint in the elbow with a swivel, hinge in the wrist and a twist, which I'll get into that later. No waist articulation, legs can go outwards, forwards, and side and to the side, single joint in the knee. There is actually a boot swivel, so you can actually twist her at the top part of the boot there, so you can twist her leg from left to right, and she has a single hinge in her foot. So I do like the way they did a Livewire. They really do capture the character like jumped off the cartoon series, just like they normally do with all their figures. My only thing is, once again, seeing how this is a new figure and there's no guarantee and no way of knowing if they're going to release it single pack, it would have been nice if she came with some kind of electricity or some kind of accessory, and even change a hand. So that's another thing, she's stuck with these hand poses, and unless they come out with another female figure with blue gloves or something, which I think the closest might be the Batgirl that they're going to release later on this year that you might be able to match up and swap with, you're pretty much stuck with these hands and you cannot change them whatsoever. So that's my only thing about this, is that when this is a new figure that should have actually had something extra put with them, or at least come with them in the packaging. And here's one of my fears, again, a pricey box set of a figure that's not single pack anywhere and only can get in this box set, is the fact that the hand break off. So while trying to take out the hands, one of the hands, which was loose when I took out of the package, actually came off. So there's no peg that goes straight through the hole. It's kind of like it was squeezed, but I don't think it was squeezed tight enough, so it does look fixable. But the fact that it may not even be fixable at this point, I'm not even sure. I have to try it. But this is one of the reasons why that I'm weary with DC Collectibles, especially with their box set, because there's no way of getting this figure again other than buying another complete box set. So buyer beware that hopefully you don't run into the same problem. I'm sure mine's just an isolated incident, but yeah, not very cool. Last but certainly not least, it's Supergirl. So, Supergirl here is another first in the animated series. She's from Superman, and of course she made an appearance in the Batman Adventures. That's why we have the box set. Her head's on a ball joint. Hair is very pliable. I must say, of all the female hairs, except for Poison Ivy, with the long hairs, it's very pliable. So is Batgirl, and the cape too is very pliable, made of a soft rubber. Shoulders can go outwards and forwards, single joint in the elbows with a bend, with a swivel I mean. There is no swivel in the waist. There's hands has a articulation and a swivel and a hinge. Legs can go outwards and forwards, not too much because the skirt does hinder that movement a bit, but the skirt is also pliable, made out of soft plastic, so you still can get some poses there, like she's in the flying pose and stuff. Knees is on a single joint. The boots has a swivel, so you can twist the boots and stuff like that. There's a boot cut there, and there's articulation in the boot at the bottom there, the ankle articulation, but there's no like ankle rockers. So same thing with like Livewire and the rest of them. She does not come with any accessories or any extra hands, so you only have her in this flying open flight hand pose type thing, which is too bad because it would be nice to get some fist hands and stuff. The only other option is that the Wonder Woman from their Gods and Monsters line does have white gloves, so you could probably switch with that, but the only thing is she has these like gold little dots, like brass knuckles on her hands if you wanted fist hands, because right now in the animated series for both Batman and the New Adventures Batman, there is no female figures with white gloves. I thought that Zatanna came with some, but when I took another look, she does not. She has plain hands with no gloves on them. So unless they release another female figure with white gloves, and with the face and head sculpt, just like all the others, it really looks like the cartoon art rendition from the cartoon itself. The eyes and face and everything is painted very nicely. There's no paint smudges or blemishes on mine, or any of my figures I should say for that matter. They're all really well painted. So there you have it, a look at the Girls Night Out box set from the new animated series Batman Adventures from DC Collectibles. So overall, the figure's really nice. The paint job is really well done. My one gripe is that the fact that they really don't come with anything other than the stands. So would I recommend getting this box set? No, not unless you're a true big Superman fan, or you know for sure that they're going to continue back Superman the animated series. Because overall, most of us already have this Batgirl, Poison Ivy, and Harley Quinn on single pack since you've been collecting the Batman animated series line. So basically what you're doing is paying $100 for a Livewire and a Supergirl that come with no accessories, no extra hands, and that's a little bummer, especially when they just released a 7-pack Justice League Rebirth down the line. Those two extra figures, it could have translated into some accessories for these two new figures over here, because they're at the same price point and it just doesn't make sense. So if you want to hold off until we hear announcement if they go past the Superman and Lois Lane 2-pack in July when it gets released, I would do that, or at least find out if they're gonna have like some kind of accessories so you pack to add with these ones. Then by all means wait it out. If not, if you want to just complete your collection, you're completist like me, then if only that's the case. Oh, and Livewire's hand is very loose and barely holding on. I managed to squeeze it back together, but without a proper adjustment or something like that, it's gonna fall off. Again, another disappointment and something to be aware of. Might be just mine. So this is Scorpion72 telling you to enjoy your toys and keep playing.